here with Gearoid Devaney from Flint Wines. Gary, I just tasted my way around, and there's some great stuff here. Where do you feel that sort of the Flint portfolio is really building a niche now?
I think Flint really is being known now for being a sort of Burgundy specialist. It's really the main part of the list. We've got quite a strong representation in that area, but also some good things from the Rhone, some interesting agencies also in the States, and a few other things around, some sort of IGP wines as well. So.
Where do you think Burgundy is showing particularly good value at the moment? Are there any kind of overlooked areas that...
I think that it's a good question, actually. I think that we all know the established names now in the big fancy domains, in the big villages. But I think if you look in Rouy, Marcenay, areas like that, Saint-Aubin, there's winemakers who are doing really good things, and that's where I think sommeliers are looking now to sort of fill those gaps in their wine lists for finding good Burgundy but offering good value to their clients.
Yeah, and obviously as a sommelier yourself, and you spend a lot of time talking to the sommelier crowd, especially at the sort of high-end restaurants. How well is Burgundy holding up against the other Pinot producers, especially from the New World?
I think certainly in the sort of the posh restaurants, the tablecloth restaurants, Burgundy's still holding its own, and customers still search for their Gerbet Chambertin, their Maurice Saint-Denis, their Vosne Romanée, so they're still holding their Pommard. So they're still very much holding their own. But I think just below that, in the sort of high-end brasseries and bistros, people are starting to have to look beyond and looking into the smaller appellations. But I think against the New World, it's certainly holding its own. People still think Burgundy's still the reference point for Pinot Noir. But there are some superb examples in New Zealand, in Oregon. But I think people certainly in central London, in fine dining, still look at Burgundy as a reference.
And that's beyond price. I
think that, London's. I can speak in London. I think it's kind of holding. The price point is still good, but it's hard now to find the Grand Crus. There's only a finite amount ever made. So as influence comes from other markets like the Asian markets or further afield, then there's less and less of those Grand Crus. So it's harder to find those on restaurant lists probably.
And obviously, sommeliers and all wine lovers get very excited about Pinot, but are there any other regions or varieties or styles that you kind of find are a bit hot right now?
I think they all sort of come in peaks and troughs. There was a big movement behind Viogniers and Gruneveltliners there a couple of years ago, and people, sometimes getting very excited about champagnes and sort of small grower champagnes. So I think that things are cyclic. But I think at the moment people are looking for some good value from across the board. I haven't really seen anybody asking me for any particular style in particular. It's more who's doing exciting things in their appellation rather than looking for a new appellation, if that makes sense.
And where would you say the excitement's happening for you?
Me, Burgundy. I think I'm excited about finding new winemakers in Burgundy who maybe took over from their father. Improved things in the winery, reduced the yields, stopped selling to the négociant, now bottling their wines. And there's some great vineyards in Vixen, in Marcenay, in Rouy, in Mercure, Givry, these kind of areas where there's young guys coming up. In Mâcon, there's some young winemakers doing amazing things. And I think for me, in Burgundy's our speciality, and that's where we really look to get some excitement.
And you're seeing a real change in style with the new generation coming through?
So I think that it's maybe more I think very clean, precise, pure wines, and not looking to extraction. I think there was a movement to do a lot of oak in the 90s in certain appellations, and I think it's moved away from that again, look for the purity of fruit.
Okay. And moving away briefly from Burgundy, are there any other parts of the world or wines that are really exciting you right now?
Yeah, I get excited every day, so... Obviously Croatia for Igor is sick. I'm still finding things in the States. I think there's a lot of people who haven't been discovered yet in terms of in and around Sonoma and up into Washington, Oregon. In Washington we got Gramercy, a master sommelier who bought some vines and lives the dream and making good wines, and Grenache and Syrah. So there's things out there, but it's just I think the world is bye Igor, I'll speak to you soon. Sorry. But yeah, there's things going on.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Gareth. Good stuff.